Greetings, geniuses. This video is going to cover another topic from the INFJ perspective, as usual. And we're going to be talking about intuition and discernment a little bit. And my first question for you, if you'd like to reply and let me know, is do you have any tips for discernment, or how do you go about using your intuition? I believe even though we all have different personalities and different gifts, that we all have intuition that is naturally occurring to some extent. And we have discernment that is more of an active process of us taking the information, connecting the dots, and deciding for ourselves what is true and what is not, what is good, what is evil, and on we go. I will say that for INFJs, and if you've studied about the personality type, you know that much of our amazing intuition, which is based on just how we process our cognitive functions of introverted intuition and extroverted sensing and all of that, a lot of it happens in our subconscious, and so we can't even really take credit for it because it's just kind of like the computer is always running in the background and connecting data that we've observed, listened to, watched, and then we have these aha moments that just kind of, bam, they happen. And I've found that they tend to happen when we're not even necessarily thinking or brainstorming about anything. It just happens when we're on autopilot, sort of doing our normal daily tasks, errands, whatever it may be, and something just kind of pops into our head. And I think the biggest mistake I've made on that action idea that pops into my head is just not writing it down right away, because I've missed out probably on quite a few just because I forgot about it. And it's not just the genius ideas that come up, but lots of little miscellaneous things that we think of throughout the day, throughout the week and year, that we probably could have ran with that idea or that concept and been a lot more successful at certain things. But so that would be my advice to anybody, though, would be when you have those moments, those aha moments and ideas, write it down. That's if you have no other reason or no other motivation to use a journal, then there's one right there, because we tend to forget the ideas that we think of, that we love, and it could sort of kickstart that passion in our life for whatever we want to achieve. And we just kind of let it go, forget about it. And sometimes it takes a long time before it comes back, or rather we realize it in a different way, in a new light, and it finally sticks. So this is going to be a quick video, but I just wanted to say that because intuition is kind of a natural process and it happens in the background, I would say the one thing we can do to sort of help it along is to just be always searching for whatever truth, whatever data, shall I say, we're looking for. And if we're in that process of whatever it is, and we're trying to understand something better, and we're observing things, listening to people on a given subject, then when we're out of that situation and we're just going about our regular day, that's when those dots can connect, and our brains are always working to some extent. So INFJs tend to be very natural, and our brains kind of operate, I guess, on a very high level in that category. But it's true for everybody. And, if you think about how all of us have dreams about things, and it often reflects what's going on in our lives at the time or in the past. That's a clear example of that happening. So intuition happens on its own, but if we're actively seeking our answers and what is true, then we can help that along. And then finally, and again on discernment, that's more of an active role. And it goes hand in hand with intuition because we're literally looking at all of the truth and observable evidence, and we're compiling it, sort of laying it out in front of us and deciding what is accurate. And me personally, I would say the last 14, 15 years has been my awakening process. And I've learned so much about just the way the world works and how messed up it is. And just to give one example, on the topic of natural foods and products that we use in and outside of our body, it's almost unfathomable of some of the things that are on the shelves in the stores. And I was never a naturalist. It was never anything I even thought about until maybe 3 years ago. But when I dug into it, I just couldn't believe what I found. And it has since totally revolutionized the way I look at the products I buy. And it's actually helped me save a lot of money too, because I'm a lot smarter about how I plan my foods and products, and I want to buy better quality stuff and then find ways to make it last longer. So it's actually saved me a lot. And my best advice to anybody would be, don't trust what I say or what anyone else says. It's not a fear tactic, scare tactic, but just start checking some of them out. And start with the products that are sold by the big companies, the ones who are mass producing stuff at the lowest possible cost, who are trying to make the biggest maximum profit, and then start comparing to the smaller family-run businesses. And I guarantee you will be surprised, and it will probably start a hole of a rabbit that you will just keep going down slowly, and in a good way, because knowledge is power. And so I think that's all I have for this video. And again, I would love to hear what you have to say on the topic of intuition and discernment, because we all have our methods that work for us, and we've all had success and failures, probably, in different ways. So until next time, I will look forward to talking to you again soon, and I'll see you later, genius.